عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Asa Abdelmunaim. I'm a Senior Research Program Manager at QRDI, managing the Social Science Pillar. Nice to have you all here in this webinar, which is on the Islamic Affairs for Sustainable Development call. And in this webinar, we are going to speak about information about the call and its different sections that we will give you information on it. Okay, the agenda for today's call is on the overview and the research priority areas, which we will speak about what are the priority areas for the call, how we are going to apply the application process, the budget and how much is it, and the necessary documents for it. What is the pre-award stage? What do we mean by it? And what are the processes that are going to take place? And then what's the timeline for the project, for the call, in terms of its application, submission, and deadline for it. And then we will open the floor for questions and answers. Okay, objectives and the research priorities areas of the call. Okay, the objectives of this call is that we would like to promote sustainability through Islamic culture and values. We help creating resilient and sustainable sectors in Qatar through promoting the role of the Ministry of Endowments and Islamic Affairs. We would like also to have an objective on promoting an environment which is conducive to spreading Islamic culture and values. We have a research questions or research priority areas that is important, and I highlight here that these are the priority area for this call is the assessment of the impact of the Ministry of Endowment and Islamic Affairs. This question will focus on assessing how the ministry's activities and initiatives, they do impact social welfare, communities, security, and environmental sustainability. The assessment should cover the following: either the social welfare, which we refer to by determining and measuring how the ministry's role improved the community welfare, community development, education, healthcare, and social services. In addition, the religious awareness and cultural identity. This is also an activity that the ministry undergo. And we here would like to also determine and measure how the da'wah activities, like the mosque management, the religious centers, and the Quranic programs, they do foster religious values, social cohesion, and cultural preservation. Also, another sector, which is the assessment, is covering the security, which is determining and measuring the extent to which the ministry initiatives support public safety, security, infrastructure, and crisis management. Another area, which is also the environment, is to measure the environmental footprint of ministry-supported infrastructure, focusing on energy efficiency, waste management, and resource conservation. And finally, we have the socio-economic development, which is determining and measuring the impact of waqf and zakah in promoting financial inclusion, economic development, and poverty alleviation. So those are the 5 main areas that would like to, that this call is targeting for an assessment of the ministry's activities and initiatives. Applicants are the resources. In order for the applicant to get this, to apply and to get the resources, we have the Ministry of Endowment and Islamic Affairs resources. So the applicants are really encouraged to make use of the Ministry of Endowment and Islamic Affairs resources in terms of their data, data set, and expertise. And we are also going to speak about the support letter, which the ministry is going to be able to sign, which is not an essential at the moment, but it is, they will be supporting us in providing the data sets, the expertise, etc. It's essential also for the applicants to know that the utilization of the Ministry of Endowment and Islamic Affairs is important evaluation criteria that is thoroughly assessed during the review. Applicants need to provide description of these resources and their utilization by the proposal. So it is very important that in your proposal, while you submit your proposal, it's important that you highlight how you are going to use the resources of the Ministry of Endowment. A supporting letter to utilize these resources, there is a supporting letter which should be uploaded in the miscellaneous documents tab on the submission channel. This supporting letter is also available within our document library. The Ministry of Endowment supporting letter should be signed as indicated in the template. And for any Ministry of any requests and inquiries, please contact Mr. Khalid Al-Salati at this email. Okay. Application. How we are going to do the process of application. The eligibility. The eligibility of the lead principal investigator. The lead principal investigator must be affiliated to an approved submitting institution inside Qatar. So if you are a lead, if you want to submit the application and you are the lead principal investigator, you have to be submitting your application from an approved institution inside Qatar. The lead principal investigator must hold an approved terminal degree as defined in the list of terminal degrees at the link. And there is the link which is also provided in our Connect QRDI link, where you will have all the terminal degrees, and it is listed there. The lead PI can only submit one application in this cycle. Other research team members' eligibility, please refer also to the personnel requirement document available at the link, which is also stated at the end of this presentation. Eligibility of the submitting institution, all academic, public, private, and others, example, nonprofit organization, entities inside Qatar with QRDI approved research office are eligible to apply to this call. So if you would like to you want to apply from an academic institution, Qatar University, Lusail University, you have to have an approved research office that is being approved, and it is within our list of QRDI research offices. Then through the research office, you are eligible to apply to this call. Eligibility of collaborative institutions. The collaborative institutions, they must include at least one affiliated PI. So if there is, and I will stress here, if there is an applicant who is going to have a collaborative, the lead principal investigator have collaboration with the lead principal investigation is from Qatar University, for example, and the PI is from Lusail University, you have to have, you can include that PI from Lusail University, and collaborative institution, they can include at least one affiliated PI. So this is a criteria that is also important to highlight. And it's also, as I said, important to have the research office approved and is listed with our QRDI, in our QRDI system. Then we come to the budget. What do we mean by the budget? And duration of this call. Of course, this call, as it's been stated in the application, in the call for this Ministry of Endowments call, each award is up to 300,000 Qatari riyals, which is equivalent to 81,000 almost at 82, and up to 1 year duration. So the call is going to be for 1 year. Ineligible budget components are not allowed, such as travel cost and indirect cost. Grant and effort allocation, 100% of effort and 100% of total budget should be expended inside Qatar. Co-funding and cost sharing. Co-funding and cost sharing is encouraged, and there is also a co-funding and cost sharing policy link, which we will please refer to it in our website. Budget components are also available at our document library. So it is very important that it was in this call, most importantly, is that we do not allow the travel cost and we do not allow indirect cost. All the effort has to be 100% of this total budget should be expended inside Qatar. So if any applicant would like to have a PI from outside Qatar, they can, but there is not going to be any cost for them, and there is not going to be any travel cost also for this call. But we do encourage co-funding and co-sharing. So if, for example, Qatar University would like to collaborate with Lusail University or University of Doha Science Technology, they can do that, and there is a policy that you have to follow in our document library. Application type. This is a new application because this is the first call for this call. This is the first new application. So we used to have the first cycle for this call. We used to have, for example, other calls that they have the second and the third cycle, and then here we can say there is a resubmission. But in this call, it's considered as new. So when you apply, there is only one option that is going to be new. So you have to press new application, which may also include proposal that did not pass screening in previous cycles. So, but it's just a new application. Proposal that passed screening but were not awarded in previous cycle are allowed to be resubmitted in subsequent cycle as resubmission. And this is going to come for another cycle. So if, for example, there is a proposal that is being submitted in another cycle or in another call, and you would like to resubmit it, then you would have to say a resubmission. But for this part, this is only a new, so it's new call only. The pre-award phase. What happens in the pre-award phase after the applicant has submitted their application? We go through different processes. The proposal registration and submission. This is where once the applicant submits their application, they register their proposal and they submit it. And it is already now open. The deadline for the submission of the proposal is on the 9th of July. Then between 9th of July to the 16th of July, we have the vetting, which is by the research office. Then it will go to the screening process. And here where we do internal screening. And then after that, it will go to a programmatic review where there is a panel that will be discussing the results and evaluating the proposals. Then it will go to a funding recommendation committee. And then awards will gonna be announced, and we have put in our website by September, awards are going to be announced. The proposal submission, you have to register and apply through this link. All proposals are accepted to be vetted by the submitting institution to ensure compliance with the institution's and QRDI policy. So as I said previously, the application, it has to be registered, and then you submit your proposal. Then after that, your research office at your respected academic institution or private sector or an NGO has to vet all the documents that you have submitted. Any document that is missing, they have 1 week. Any document that is missing, it will be returned to the applicant, where they have some time to edit the application or to submit any necessary document that are missing. So the main sections of the proposal, and you will find the proposal also in our in the system. You have to have, it has main sections, a summary, you have to have the research areas, the institutions that are going to collaborate with your in your application, the personnel, how many are going to be as PI. You have to have your research plan, which is composed of your summary, of your methodology, your objectives, theoretical framework, the data collection, the valorization, etc. Then there is the budget, and then there is the ethical compliance if you are going to conduct, for example, qualitative or quantitative, if you're going to apply for an IRB. This all has to be stated within your ethical compliance. An IP, which is intellectual property, if there you are expecting an intellectual property or a new IP that is coming out of your proposal, what are the precautions and what are the measurements that you are going to follow. And then we also have the grant application guide will show you all the step-by-step instructions, which is also going to be available in our system. We have reduced the research plan, which is another thing, which is going to be, it's already been reduced to a number of pages, which is only 10. Templates and policies available at the calls page on the QRDI portal. So you'll find all templates for the research plan. You'll find all the policies in terms of the personnel, in terms of the budget, in terms of the intellectual property. All of this is available in our QRDI portal. We then go to the next step, which is the screening process. The screening process is going to be, proposals are going to be screened by QRDI and the Ministry of Endowment and Islamic Affairs for this call, for the ISDC, Islamic Development call. Screening outcome then will be announced. Screening document is also available at our document library. We have, in this call, we have removed external similarity screening, alignment to priority areas. We have simplified documentation authorization process. We also increase reliability on the vetting by the research office. So those are things that we have done, we will be doing in our screening process. What does the programmatic review do, or how do they evaluate the proposals? The proposals are evaluated upon 4 main criteria. The scientific excellence, which is excellent, good, average, and satisfactory, and poor, and this amounts to 30%. So this is a huge percentage for the scientific excellence and the merit of the proposal. Then we will have our implementation, which is also on excellent, good, average, and satisfactory, which is also poor, which is also amounts to 30%. We have the resources, which is amount to 20%, and the resources are also based upon if it's an excellent, good, average, and satisfactory, poor. Valorization is also very important. How are the results going to be disseminated, how you're going to be using, what kind of steps are you going to be using. This amount also to 20%. Ethical compliance is also assessed by expert as part of the programmatic review. So you have to also take into consideration the ethical compliance. Programmatic review is an overall of 100% of the overall score. Updated the evaluation criteria and their respected weightage. This is also something that we consider. We have a mandated alignment, applicants' caliber, similarity, and budget to the review. We also look at those things. Any proposal that is going to score poor in any individual not be considered for funding process. There's not going to be a no budget reduction. No panel condition is going to be imposed, such as panels gives recommendations and or observations. So those are the criteria that we are going to look at in the programmatic review. Awarding. The awarding is going to be on groups of A, B, and C. Proposals that are A, those are proposals are evaluated to be highly competitive. B, proposals evaluated to be moderately competitive. If your proposal scored a C, the proposal is going to be uncompetitive. Terms and conditions formally, which is the MRFA of the awards published at the launch. Once we have announced the the awards, then it's going to be published. Then you have the contract where you will be, this is going to be communicated at a later stage. A notice of award is required to be signed after completing the pre-funding phase. And this is something that the contract that it has to be signed with the academic institution. It's going to be required after completing the pre-funding phase. Then we will go to the timeline. And what's the time for this? So the timeline for the Islamic Sustainable Development Call is as follows. It's open now. Registration for the research office and key investigator is open. The proposal and submission, as well as the research office vetting process, it's going to be on May 14. That's the final, it starts. Deadline for the proposal submission by the LPI, so the lead principal investigation has to submit their proposal by 9th of July. The deadline for the research office, the vetting for it is going to be on the 16th of July. Then internally, we will do our screening process. We will do our programmatic review and the panel process internally. And then an award is going to be announced in September 2025. We do have some important hints, such as this call is important and perfectly aligned, of course, with the worldwide trend and Qatar's requirement for a faster pace to produce outcomes in specific topics. The rapid calls or these calls, among other calls, of course, they do have higher success rate than other calls. The joint funder support letter is not a must at the moment, but it is encouraged. And in its absence, investigators should not be discouraged to submit. So if you have any issues in terms of getting the support letter from the joint funder at the time of the application, and if you have been awarded one of the awardees, then we will definitely oblige you to have a support letter from the joint funder. But at the moment, it is not a must. So we do not want to discourage applicants for their not submitting the joint support letter if they did not get the joint support letter. So for any inquiries, please, you can always, we are always supporting through our support, qrdi.org.qa. Also, for further information, please visit our website at connect.qrdi. Any further inquiry regarding using the joint funder resources, please contact the relevant joint funder representative contact as it's been stated here in this presentation. So now I will open the floor for questions and answers. Possible, please. I cannot, yes. Mr. Abdel Fattah Abdel Maqsood, yes. Can you please unmute? I cannot hear you. Sorry.
You just go to the chat and then read the questions. Don't allow them.
Oh, okay. Where is the chat?
The Q&A.
Where is that? Q&A. Where is the Q&A? Where's the Q&A? Yeah. No, I can't hear. 1 minute.
This.
Mm-hmm. Q&A. Okay.
Just answer these questions and tell them to write any questions and we will answer them.
Okay. If you would like, please, you can ask your questions in the chat, and we will answer it. There is a question about PI upload the application form No, it's not the PI who uploads the application form. It's the lead PI who uploads the application form. The PI is the lead PI is going to invite the PI to join in the research, but the PI has to also be registered in the system, and then it will uploaded in the system. So the lead PI is going to upload the application submission of the application. There is a question, how to know the available resources. You will find the available resources in the Islamic Development Endowment Ministry, the Ministry of Endowments and Islamic Affairs. All the available resources, whatever is relevant, they will try to provide you. And I think we have with us here from the Ministry of Islamic Affairs, Ms. Asma Al-Marri and Ustaz Mr. Khalid Al-Suleti. If they would like to answer this question, Mr. Khalid, if you are with us.
Actually, Khalid, he did not join us yet.
He could not join? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, Ms. Asma Al-Marri, so we will revert all our questions or questions related to the resources to Mr. Khalid Al-Suleti. So in order to know what kind of available resources that you would like to have. There is a question of from an anonymous attendee, we have to cover all. I did not understand what do you mean by we have to cover all. If you can please rewrite your question, that would be great. Okay, there is another question regarding where can we find a list of the entities that have approved a research office? This is something that you will have to also consult with your submitting institution. So whatever submitting institution you are applying from, please contact them, and then they will tell you if their research office is being approved or not. This is something that you have to check with your organization or your academic institution from where you are submitting. There is another question of do we have to tackle all those elements of the question, or we may focus on only one? You may can focus only on one. You do not need necessary to focus on all the aspects. So say, for example, in one of the sectors regarding social welfare, you can only refer to the social welfare. You don't need to go to tackle all the problems of the religious awareness, culture, identity, etc. So you have the choice of only taking only one, but you have to clearly state it, how you're going to tackle that only one aspect. This is from Mr. Badran, Dr. Badran. Okay, we have another question regarding how can you find out a company is eligible and registered with the QRDI? This you have to check it with your submitting institution from Mr. Yafit Simon. Your submitting institution will tell you if they have registered a research office or not that is eligible and registered with QRDI. Okay, this is the same, another question. If my proposal focuses on only one culture aspect, is that okay? Yes, that is fine. Then there is also another question. How can I connect with the research office? This you have to check with your submitting institution. If you are, for example, in a private sector and they do not have a research office and they want to register the research office with QRDI, please submit a ticket through our IT support system, and then we will give you the necessary the necessary information of how to register for that. Okay, we have a question from Dr. Abdel Fattah. What do you mean by the joint funder? The joint funder is the Ministry of Islamic Ministry of Endowment and Islamic Affairs. This call is jointly collaborated with the Ministry of Islamic and Endowment Affairs, Ministry of Endowment and Islamic Affairs. وزارة الأوقاف. هذا الدعوة بالمشاركة مع وزارة الأوقاف. هل يجب I have a question also in Arabic. هل يجب أن يغطي المقترح كل الأولويات التي تمت الإشارة إليها؟ هل يجب أن يغطي المقترح كل الأولويات التي تمت الإشارة إليها أم فقط واحدة من تلك الأولويات؟ لا، ممكن واحدة فقط من تلك الأولويات. This is a common question that has been also asked previously. Okay, there is another question regarding, is it possible to have a principal investigator, a PI from outside Qatar, and allocate personal compensation for their involvement? No, all expected budget has to be 100% spent inside Qatar. So this is a question that I've already also answered during my presentation, is that if you want to allocate a principal investigator outside Qatar, there is no compensation for them outside Qatar. There is also another question, what is the minimum number of PIs? There is no minimum number of PIs in the proposal. It's up to the lead PI. That's it. And then we have another question. Do we need to cover all 5 impact areas? No, you do not necessarily need to cover all 5 impact areas. There is another question. I am a PhD scholar in Islamic finance at Rey Carlos University, Spain. How can I apply for this grant? You need to have a lead PI who is registered here inside Qatar, and then through them you can be assigned as a PI. But there is an issue of the budget, so please refer to the request for application in terms of eligibility. There is another question. If we complete the proposal before the deadline, would it be possible to submit it early and receive your valuable feedback? From Mr. Abdel Latif. Unfortunately, we cannot receive our valuable feedback until all the deadline of the call has been closed, but feel free to submit your proposal before the deadline if your research office has managed to give you the green light to submit it. But we cannot give you any valuable feedback because this is we have to wait for all the other the deadline for the call, and then we have to evaluate all proposals at one time. Okay, there's a question regarding, can we propose university level curriculum development on sustainable human behavior supported from Islamic worldview? Please refer to the request for application and the objectives of the call and the aim of the call. And in order to answer this, you have to also check the eligibility if you would like to apply for that or not. There is another question regarding how many grants are going to be offered in this call. This depends on, usually we take around about 20% from our applications, but depends also upon availability of budget. The proposal should be presented on English language, or it can be in Arabic language. From Mr. Muhammad Shunaq. The proposals can be submitted in both English and Arabic. فممكن تقدموا البروبوزل باللغة العربية وباللغة الإنجليزية. ما في مشكلة. Okay. Okay. That is another question. This is the same question from Mr. Murad. Should application be English or can it be also in Arabic? Applications can be in both بالعربي وباللغة الإنجليزية. Okay, that's another question in slide number 1. Could we, in the questions, there are subcategories. Could you focus only on one category? Yes, you can focus only on one category. It is not necessary to focus on all the categories. There is another question. Only Qatari Institute can apply for this grant as lead PI. It's not necessary only Qatari Institute, but academic institutes that are registered with QRDI and they have a research office. And as I said, it could be academic institution, could be an NGO, it could be from the private sector. This is from Anonymous. There is a question regarding, can you please share the presentation? Yes, it's going to be recorded and it's going to be shared with, it's going to be in our website and it's going to be shared. Do we need to cover all 5 impact areas? Same question as it's been stated. And then there is there's a question regarding who is your focal point. A focal point here, if for example from the Minister of Endowment, it's Mr. Khalid Al-Salati, and his email is stated in the presentation, so you contact him for further information. There's another question regarding terminology. Does culture awareness would mean da'wah activities such as seminars or etc.? Yes, cultural activities means that this as you said, da'wah, etc. and seminars, whatever that activities, cultural activities that the Ministry of Endowments does, this is also referred to. There is okay. All research proposal application should be related to the field of Islamic affairs and sustainability only. Yes, please refer to the research of request for application and you will find the objectives as I stated also in my presentation. It should be related to the field of Islamic affairs and sustainability only, and you have to address the main goal of the research question as stated in the request of application. In the call, it is stated, there is a question in the call, it is stated that developing KPI is important. Could you please explain what they are looking for? We're looking for assessing how this initiative, how the ministry's activities and initiative impact the social welfare, the community's security, environmental sustainability. What kind of impact are they doing? What's the impact that they're doing in terms of those sectors? So these are the KPI that we are looking for. So is it KPI? Is it key performance indicators? For example, for the social welfare, what is it that we are looking at? Are we looking for community development? Are we looking for education? We are looking for healthcare and social services. Can you, as a researcher, suggest for us key performance indicators in order to measure those social welfare activities under each focal point? So this is what the call is looking at, assessing the social welfare and also at the same time indicating what are the key performance indicators for each one of them, for the religious awareness, culture, identity, the security, the environment, socioeconomic development, in terms of what are the things that they're looking at. There is another question regarding the language used in the research should be English, right? No, the language can also be in Arabic. So we do accept English and Arabic language. There is a question regarding ممكن رقم التواصل عند الحاجة. You can always
Thank you, Noha.
send us
Thank you, Malik.
a support
يعطيكم العافية for
IT
this
support
comprehensive presentation.
a technical ticket through our system, and we will always reply to you with any questions that you have. If in terms of resources for the from the Ministry of Endowments, please refer to Mr. Khalid Al-Salati and his email. There's also another question. نحتاج لتواصل للحاجة أثناء عملية التقديم، التواصل على الإيميل غير كافي. Anything regarding the application, if you have any questions, please send us an IT support ticket, a ticket through our IT support system, and they will send them. We will reply to you. Okay. This is so far all the questions that we have. Is there any further questions that you would like me to answer? Support? Please write them in the comments. Is there any more questions? Please let me know. I think I have answered all the 39, almost more than that, questions. Through that, I would like to conclude that I would like to thank you all. Thank you so much for showing your interest in this call. And please feel free to contact us if you need any further information through our IT support system, and we will reply to you as soon as possible. And we hope to receive all your applications in due time. And we appreciate your interest, and would like to thank you so much for your interest. Looking forward for an interesting applications and well received. And at the end also, I would like to say to you عيد سعيد وعيد أضحى سعيد وكل سنة وانتم طيبين، وإن شاء الله نتلاقى في ساعة خير بإذن الله. Thank you so much, all of you.